Hello everyone, it's your girl Lala and I'm back with another video. So today's review is going to be on Ladies Who List Atlanta Season 1 Episode 7. Now let's get into it. So this episode starts out with a continuation from last week's episode where the ladies are at the ranch and Quianna is on 10. She's upset about the statement that Robin has said about, women with no children. And so this is where this picks up. So not only in this episode is Robin and Quianna continuing their spat, now Tianna has also joined in and is kind of irritated with Kiana as well. It looks like, I guess Tiana feels like it's really not that serious. Robin didn't mean, I guess, you know, didn't mean anything by it towards Kiana. So I guess her thoughts are like, why are we even like making this into this big thing? Like, what's the issue? And Tiana just seems to have zero tolerance or time for it at all. So her and Kiana kind of gets into a back and forth with it. And then she tells Kiana that you're not my type, which I was so surprised to hear that come out of Tiana's mouth. But I guess at this point, Tiana's just like over it because it's been so much cattiness at this point on this little ranch that was supposed to be like a whole birthday, ladies thing that I guess she's like over it. But I did like Tiffany's response to Robin in this because Tiffany did say to Robin, you know, well, she didn't actually say it to Robin, but on a side clip, you see Tiffany make the comment like, you don't know kind of like what people are going through, what's going on, and sometimes we have to be kind of, we got to kind of watch what we say when there's like, a room full of women, and especially women that are in childbearing years, who don't have children, I guess, and like, we don't know why, so it's kind of like, on the flip side of it, like, we have to be mindful of that, of the comments that we make. And that's one thing that on this show I've been liking about Tiffany. I feel like she's such a rational person and such a voice of reason and just like a kind of like no nonsense person, not for the drama. But so moving on with that though, Robin, says on another side episode or whatever, or side scene I should say, about Kiana, something about, that Kiana may feel, kind of intimidated or something when there's other, women, I guess, who are just as fabulous and just as, successful or whatever as her, something to that degree or whatever. And I'm like, I kind of think that's out of line, Robin. I think that's out of place. I don't really get that vibe. I don't really think, me personally, I don't really think that that's probably what's going on. I think it's just the issue that Kiana is very sensitive to the comment because of her fertility issues, I believe. But on the flip side of that, I feel like Kiana has to be a little less um, hypersensitive to certain things. Like, I understand that could be a touchy subject, that could be a touchy spot and everything, but every comment about a woman without children, like it's not necessarily like to dig at you or for you to be so, up and roar about it or whatever. Like, we have to kind of, I mean, I think she has to kind of find a place where she understands and realizes or even just deals with, I guess, that fertility issue, and just kind of maybe, I don't know, like it's something, it's, she has to be mindful that this is something that is hitting her harder because of her own issue. Like, she's projecting. And I mean, later on in the episode, I think she does kind of take some accountability and she does kind of like say a little bit about that. So, I mean, that is good, But, I just couldn't believe that Kiana and Tiana had got into it so much, and even to the point where like Tiana done walked off and everything, and I'm just like, hold up. I know we have not made Tiana mad. Like, Tiana doesn't want to do anything but like look fabulous, wear her little outfits and sell houses and just look fabulous doing it. That's all Tiana wants. So for us to have made Tiana mad, I'm like, okay, like what's going on, ladies? But I think, she even says later on, in the scene, she even, makes mention that, you know, I was coming to have like a good time. She's away from her kids, she's not working. So sometimes, women who are not about that drama, and when they get with other women and they're looking to have a good time, they don't have the patience for it. And I think that's what happened, in Tiana's case. I really think that that's what happened with that. And so then we move on, and we're now at the scene where Crystal is with some developers, which was amazing. It was an entire black family that were doing the thing, a whole development team that was a family and that was black. So that was really great to see. Love to see that. So now we're back at the scene actually where Robin and Quianna is talking, and Robin is asking Quianna, some questions or whatever, and she's telling Quianna that, you know, um, you know, maybe you have to, look at, your character or something she says in that realm, look at, certain things with yourself or whatever. And I'm like, not Robin giving this advice, not Robin. And she said that, I had to do the same thing. And I'm like, Robin, you're not past that. You're still you are still needing to take a look at yourself. So it was just kind of funny to me that this advice was coming from Robin, who is, known as someone who doesn't play well with others and, things like that. Well, women in particular or whatever. And so it was interesting with this advice coming from her. But I do agree with a lot of the points that Robin was making, because I do find that Quianna can be very combative and very defensive. And instead of, taking everything so personally and taking everything as such a, like a me, like, someone said something to offend me, someone said something I don't like, or, this coming from this state, sit back, listen, and kind of, like, everything doesn't have to cause a reaction or doesn't have to spark an argument or whatever the case might be. And I do find Kiana to be a little bit combative and defensive. Now, I don't know if this is just because of this is such a personal thing with her from the fertility issue, or if this is more in line with how her personality and character is. I don't know. And honestly, I guess we won't get to see, because as I mentioned in the other video, and as she stated in an interview she did recently, that she won't be back. So this is it. I believe it's like probably like 8 or 9 episodes, and we're at 7, so it's probably, I think, like either 1 or 2 more. So this is all we're going to see of Kiana on reality TV. So moving on. So now we have Kira at her client's house. Tiffany, of course, is there with her because she basically primarily uses Tiffany as her closing attorney. The home is gorgeous. It's a beautiful home that the client has purchased, and it was really I really love the extra touches that Tiffany does with her closing. Kira made mention in the episode that Tiffany kind of like goes the extra mile and does her little touches and things like that, and it was really cute. Like, I loved a lot of the different little touches and things, and they kind of incorporated the baby's birthday, as well. And she kind of had the champagne and had like a little bit of decorations and things like that. So those little nice touches are always great. I think in business, when you are just giving your clients a little extra, because it becomes an experience, especially something as big as a home buying purchase. So, to add in those extras, are really great. So we move on from there, and then we see that Kiana meets up with the a developer, and it's another a black developer. Amazing. That's one thing that I'm really loving about the later episodes that are coming up. We are getting to see a lot of black developers and other people in the industry, in the real estate industry. We're getting to see them, we're getting to see their faces, and we're getting to see that we are in this industry and we are doing things and we are movers and shakers in this industry. So I am loving seeing that on these later episodes. And as usual, Quianna is slaying with the style. She's slaying with the hair. I've said it before. If that girl doesn't do anything else, what she is going to do is, she's going to slay. She's going to slay with them outfits and with that hair. And I'm here for it. I love it. So moving on from there, now we are at Crystal and her closing, and well, they don't actually show the closing, but she's just in front of the house, and I guess the client has just closed, or whatever, the closing had just took place, and she said it's a $3 million fixer upper. I said what? $3 million for a fixer upper. Do you know what I'm expecting to walk into for $3 million? And you mean to tell me I done purchased this for $3 million and I still have work to do? Okay, listen. All right now. But I was loving what I was here for. I was here for the little side clip of Crystal when she had the pink dress on that had like the pink top cutout dress, and she had like the top knot thing going on. Crystal was serving. I was here for that. I thought she looked amazing in that. She definitely was serving. I definitely was here for that. So we move on, and they're at Kiana's 40th birthday party. Fabulous. Fabulous. Wouldn't expect anything less. The decor was beautiful. I love the theme with everyone, with the Met Gallery theme, with everyone going all out with with the outfits and things like that. It was really nice. I loved it. Love to see it. So that was amazing. Looked like we only got to see one outfit. I was kind of bummed about that because Kiana had already mentioned that it was going to be three three outfit changes and three wardrobe changes and three hairstyle changes. So I was like ready for that. I was looking for it. I was looking to see it. So I was kind of disappointed because I only saw one. And I did like the one outfit that she had on with the white. Didn't care for everything she had going on with. I thought the headpiece along with the earrings. I thought it was a lot. I thought it was a bit much. But overall, I did like the outfit. She always gives. Kiana's gonna give, and so definitely here for that. So then we move on to the ladies are at the table, and Tiffany and Tianna, Crystal Robin. So at this point now, everyone's at the table. It initially started out with just Tiffany and Tianna at the table, and they're just sitting there having their little, they're just little chatting or whatever. Then the other girls end up coming in. Of course, they're gonna they're going to make a way for Crystal and Tiffany to have this conversation. They're going to find a way to put this in there because we got to see this, of course. Like, we already know, right? So here we go. And this conversation was just all kinds of weird to me. The energy was weird, the vibe was weird. You can tell that it was like Tiffany is like, I ain't beat. Like, like let's just cut to it. Like, I'm not beat. Like, why am I constantly or keep having to have this conversation or talk about Crystal? Like, Tiffany is just like, I'm not worried about Crystal. I can give zero. I can give zero of them F's. Period. But anyway, so they're having a conversation, and Crystal is like, she just keeps making it as if like, no, like, you're gonna make Tiffany have an issue with you. You're gonna keep saying like you're trying to convince Tiffany she has an issue with you, no matter what she says. Like Tiffany said in one of the side clips, like, her and Crystal have been around each other in social settings for, I guess, for a number of times, years, however it goes, with them both being closing attorneys and I guess running into some of the same circles and events and things like that. She's like, Crystal has never came to me and never said, hey, why aren't we friends or whatever the case might be, never questioned anything. But all of a sudden she has these questions about it. And, once again, I mean, you guys already know how I feel about Crystal. So once again, it just further shows me how, the games and the charades and everything else that Crystal plays because, even when Tiffany says to her, after Crystal talks about, oh, we both are black women, we're both closing attorney, top of the games in our industry, things like that. And she tries to make it seem like we should have this sisterhood and camaraderie almost. And Tiffany calls her out like, well, you were courting and dining Kira, who I kind of like exclusively, like she closes with me or whatever. And Robin, I'm sorry, not Robin, Crystal danced all around that and would never respond. And like she never responded to that. She started to go into something else far left that had nothing to do with that situation, well, that question, I should say. And she just skated all around that. And it's like, Crystal, you do not get to create all of these narratives every place you want to and just get to, make it, whatever it is that you want to make it instead of what it is. And I'm like, she made the comment that that Tiffany was gaslighting. And I'm like, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? Because Crystal had to me, Crystal is the biggest gaslighter ever. Like ever. So I'm just like, wow. And you mean to tell me you're saying that Tiffany, I mean, I think Tiffany has been upfront and honest. And even during that conversation, I feel like Tiffany was very honest and very upfront. I mean, it's like Tiffany's an adult. She's a grown woman. And I feel like she's trying to do things with tact. So she's not coming out and just saying, like, listen, Crystal, I don't vibe with you. I'm not feeling you. I don't want to be your friend. You're not my type. Like, it's like Crystal, I'm sorry, Tiffany is doing everything other than coming out and just saying that because she's a grown woman behaving as such. So she's doing it in the most political way she possibly can. And yet we still have Crystal like, oh, there's a problem or you have an issue with me. Just because she does not want to be your friend does not mean she has an issue with you. She just doesn't like you. She doesn't vibe with you. A lot of people go off energy. And obviously, Tiffany is picking up an energy with Crystal that she doesn't like. Shoot, I don't like Crystal, So it's like, why are you so upset because she doesn't want to be your friend? And like Tiffany said, it's like stranger danger. Why are you so like concerned and so into being my friend or like so upset or whatever you have going on because I don't want to be your friend? It's coming off weird. It's coming off all kinds of crazy, because it's like, Crystal, move on. Move on. So, yeah, that's my rant for that. Because as you see, Crystal had me a little irritated with that whole scene. And Crystal has been having me irritated with a lot of the scenes lately. But whatever. We all know that, if you watch the other videos, you all know how I feel about Crystal. And sometimes I wonder, I'm like, am I going too hard on Crystal? And then as soon as I think or I kind of have that thought, what does Crystal do? She does something else that then makes me say, no, see, this is exactly why. This is exactly why I feel the way I feel about Crystal. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know, comment, below, and let me know you guys take on this episode. Let me know you guys take on the season so far. I was a little I felt like we still didn't see a lot of real estate yet in this episode. I felt like the past episode, I think that's the most real estate we saw in all of these episodes so far. And I was expecting a lot more. I mean, yeah, we have seen, we saw we're seeing clips of like, the clients at the closing and, seeing some of the developers and things like that, which is great. Loving to see that. But I was expecting a bit more of like, just the day to day business of like going to show the house and going to show maybe even some of the, complexities of selling real estate and things like that. So I did expect a little more to be coming up. And it doesn't look like we're going to get it. I think that what we're seeing to date in this this past episode and the week before, I think that's probably the most of what we're gonna get in this. So hey, it is what it is. But once again, let me know what you guys think. And give me a little feedback in the comments. So until next time, toodles!